This is 7 News.
Tonight, Perth workers in a dramatic citizen's arrest, chasing and tackling a suspect.
I was on top of him like that, my arms around his throat.
The pain of rebuilding after the Hills bushfires.
Yeah, I still have tears.
And the subject, Colin Barnett, doesn't want to talk about.
I'm not interested in what I regard as a trivial issue.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Ardon and Susannah Carr.
Good evening. Those reports soon, but first we have some details of a severe weather warning for Perth. Ex-tropical cyclone Iggy is going to bring us heavy rain. We can expect up to 50 millimetres. Flash flooding and winds of up to 100 kilometres an hour are also possible. Natalia Cooper will have more details later in the bulletin.
A magistrate has heard how Perth bikie Troy McCounty is alleged to have bashed his partner unconscious and broken her ribs. McCounty has been denied bail for what a magistrate said was the safety of his partner, Tammy Kingdon. He appeared via video link from hospital, sitting in a wheelchair. Emmy Kabansky reports.
You're about to see a dramatic citizen's arrest outside a Balcatta shop. Two brave workers ran after a suspect and tackled him in the car park. It followed a smash and grab for high-priced watches. Jessica van der End reports.
The mysterious death of a Thornley father at Christmas has been upgraded to a murder investigation. Clint Jones was found dead inside his Thornley home 2 days after Christmas. Police are investigating if it's the result of a road rage incident. The 40-year-old was involved in an altercation with two men in a white sedan after he sideswiped their car. Today, police sent flyers out in the area asking for information.
People who lost their homes in the Roleystone-Kelmscott bushfires have described how they're living in limbo. 71 homes were destroyed, but almost a year on, just 2 homes have been rebuilt. Sally Bowery reports. A new study suggests a lack of good quality sleep is costing the Australian economy at least $5 billion a year. That's the dollar bill for healthcare and lost productivity. But even worse, a lousy night's sleep could prove deadly.
The forced resignation of a senior government advisor is continuing to cause headaches for Premier Colin Barnett. Today it led to an angry exchange at a press conference. Jeff Parry reports. Still to come in 7 News, why the banks say they can't pass on interest rate cuts.
And the soccer match that turned deadly. More than 70 fans killed in a bloody riot.
Plus, Facebook presses the share button and heads for a record-breaking float on the share market.
Banks have suggested they won't be passing on any further cuts in official interest rates, at least not in full, and maybe not at all. But they are cutting jobs. Today, Westpac announced plans to axe more than 560 staff. Its own share button offering investors a $5 billion slice of the company. The social networking site is planning to list on the New York Stock Exchange and filed papers revealing some company secrets. The corruption case against former Premier Brian Burke has been dropped after 3 years of legal wrangling. Mr Burke and fellow lobbyist Julian Grill were accused of corruption over attempts to change a government policy on pearling. They were acquitted in 2010, but prosecutors had demanded a retrial until today.
It's been a very long and unfair process. Luckily, I've got a lovely family and we had the money to pay the legal bills.
Mr Burke and Mr Grill say the aborted trial has cost them more than $1 million each. They're considering whether to fight for compensation.
Former football star Wayne Carey says he's shattered by suggestions he's back on the drug scene after failing a routine test while visiting the Barwon prison. A former guard has spoken out against the scanning technology, saying it's faulty and just for show.
And Basil's here. Our cricketers keep on winning, Baz.
Yes, Sue, from the Test to the T20, the miserable Indian summer has continued. And look who's dancing. Our man Brad Hogg with plenty to get excited about. And he scored, but Harry Kewell is fuming. We'll tell you why with Chris Coyne.
So rain, heavy at times tonight with a possible squally storm. Rain will ease to a shower or two by sunrise, 29 the top. Then a fine weekend with temperatures in the mid-20s. Well, before I go, I'd like to wish a happy 100th birthday to Rita Wilson and 60th wedding anniversaries to Val and Ray Newman and Iris and Dave Wallace. One more check. OK, it's closed now, so it's time now for Powerball.
And that's all from the 7 News desk for now.
I'll be back in an hour, but now here's Monica with Today Tonight.
Nobody knows.